just getting all the specs situated. Yes, we're getting because I've resorted to my laptop as my primary device for streaming now. It's been about a month or so since um my tablet sits in a keyboard set, situation. And so I always have to like flip it in order for it to start because it's like, oh, your tablet is sideways. So it's like when I begin streaming, it views my tablet as sideways. So I have to like do this quick little play with it a little bit in order for YouTube to pick up that I'm streaming live on this device and this is the angle I want you to use. Okay. So we're here. We're here anyway. I just had to explain while I was still moving things all around when you guys came in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a moment of harmony. Welcome to a Saturday moment. We are almost about an hour later than what is our normal time, which is our normal time frame, Mommy Mercy, that we aim for is a Saturday at 10. And we are far behind that. I had a lot going on this morning. Listen, hear what I'm saying? Had a lot going on this morning and yesterday. Had to do a wellness day yesterday. Had some heat exhaustion that compounded some pre-existing things I'm conquering daily. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here. Okay, I'm here. You're here. Welcome. Beautiful blessings to see you and be with you. We're doing this. Okay. So we are here in this moment of harmony. I did not want to postpone. I'm sorry. Just making sure y'all don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? A whole room. We are here. I didn't want to move everything till Sunday because my niece, shout out to my Ming Lee Miyoki, has a dance recital. How cute. How super cute. She's 3 years old. She has a dance recital tomorrow. So I didn't want anything to like come together. So I was like, we're gonna get this in on Saturday and I'm gonna move along my Saturday. But the moment is a must. The moment is a must. So thank you for making the moment a must for you in your life and making sure you come up in here. You say, girl, I didn't know where you were, but I'm up in here. So blessings, love, and light. And let's get the moment popping. We are in a mini series. I want to stop for birthdays first. Birthdays first. And I'm getting hot already. It's the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. Look at it. Um, birthdays. Who? Today's the 13th. Did y'all see that orange? Listen, for those that live in the DMV area, there was a orange sky yesterday at sunset, literally a super orange haze. Hi, beloved. Hey, Mr. Carter. There was a super orange haze all over the sky. And then the day before that, there was a double rainbow. I kid you not. Crazy week. So much was happening energetically. We have a new moon tomorrow. So all of that energy is coming in for all my astro people. If you're not, don't worry about it. Okay. But lots of energy, but really nature was like really speaking this week. So super orange sky. And if you want to DM me, I have a video of it. If you want to see it, was astronaut. It looked like almost sepia outside. It looks like going back in a sepia. Oh, you saw awesome. It was like sepia, one of those sepia photos, but outside looks like that. It was amazing. So beautiful things are happening. The double rainbow, double for your trouble. That's what I got. Literally, the day of the double rainbow was a super thunderstorm. I had witnessed a car accident. Or the aftermath of a horrible car accident. Heard it was crazy, and then that same day, just feeling kind of drained, feeling all types of ways about the day and the week and the times. And then double rainbow. Never saw it before. Double rainbow. Rainbow sky, rainbow over top of it. I saw pictures of that too. Someone got pictures of it. I was driving, so I couldn't take pictures, but I was able to find others. Listen, life is speaking to you. Life is alive. Life is real, and life loves you. Life loves us, despite the growing process. Because I know people say, well, listen, I'm struggling and it's hard and I'm battling the growing process. We're not doing nothing about that, but growing through it. Okay. But growing through it, surrounding yourself with love and support. We're going to get in that today. get into that today. But yeah, it's been a beautiful week. So happy birthday to you if it's been your week. Gemini season. I'm seeing double. Okay. There's two of y'all in here. Um, the 13th and the 14th. Yeah, we got the new moon. I can't really think of any, but if it's your birthday, I love you as far as right now. And happy birthday and blessings to you. Go on gyms. You know, I love a gym. I do love a gym. I rock with some of the coolest people I know are gymnasts. Gymnasts. But yeah, I'm looking. I don't birthdays aren't popping out to me right now. I know the 16th is Pac's birthday. That's coming. Um, the 18th, that's Baba J on the 17th. Happy birthday, man. You know, he hates when I do the Jamaican thing, but definitely long term stepfather. Happy birthday to him. And the 18th. Oh my goodness. Glee. My golden boy. My wisdom Lee turns 20 on the 18th. Isn't that crazy? What's happening? So just birthday, Juneteenth is this weekend. It's on and popping. Y'all know what I'm saying. We getting all of our colors out. Red, black, green, yellow. Okay, we cooking out. We're doing historical trivia. We're giving affirmations. Where we're going to be lifting each other up and pouring into each other and sharing the history and our culture with our friends and family members, and most importantly our children. We getting it in. Okay, we getting it in. So Juneteenth this weekend. All right, that wasn't a birthday, but that was, I'm looking at my calendar and it's reminding me. So birthday love all to you. I listen, what I love to do is celebrate you. Okay, it's gonna happen. I'm going to celebrate you. Let's get into our moment. We are in a mini series. We have been in a series of mini series this entire year, and 2026 is going to be my mini series year. I have had years of long-term, half year, quarter year, 18-month series, and I have done chosen 2026 to be the mini series time. We get back into the new year, we'll get back into some longer courses, but the mini courses, I'm loving them. Okay, it's giving us time to dip in and dip out, reset, and go into a new mindset. That's how I love it. So we are in a mini series. We're in the June mini series. We just came out of the May, no permission needed. We said we're not asking for permission for things that are owed to us, things that are rightfully, that we have a spiritual right over. And now we're in June. We're at the halfway check in, midway check in point. We're having midway moments. Okay. June is our midway check in point. 6 months through the year, at least, you know, as it pertains to this calendar and how it goes. We're 6 months in. How you doing? We're checking in. How you doing? Okay. I'm not a super fan of Wendy Williams, but I do love the how you doing. So we're checking in there. Today's episode is entitled How You Healing? Okay. Beyond how you doing, we want to see how you healing. How are you healing? What's up with you? What's up with you? So we're doing that. And today's episode is going to be centered around how are you? Next week we'll get into where are you? We'll get into why are you? And then in the end of the course, we're going to close the course out with what are you? What are you doing? What are you up to? What are you thinking? We're going to get through the whole gamut of the check-in all through July. Now, of course, because we're starting kind of in the middle of July-ish, middle-ish of July, June. What am I keep saying July? We're starting in the middle of June. We'll be finishing up this coursework probably the middle of July, but then we'll get into July's mini-series. Don't worry about it. It's not the beginning of the month, but we're in it, and we're in it to win it. We're doing it. So how are you? How you healing? Okay, changing that up. How you healing? All right, this is what today's episode is all about. So buckle in, buckle down. Let's check in. Let's get all of what we came for and all of what we need with one another. So as it pertains to us doing check-ins. Check-ins are so vital. A lot of times if you have a sisterhood or a brotherhood, these are things done regularly, right? Meeting up, going bowling, going out to eat, um, staying in a thread together. Families have family threads for these things, specifically check-ins. Um, Checking in back in the day was like a Sunday dinner. That was normally a once a week thing where the family came together. Um, there are a number of ways that people, date night, couples have date night. That's like a weekly check-in time. When I was growing up, and I still implement it with my family, we have family meetings once a month. That's like a monthly check-in. Check-ins are not only just to see what's going on in your life, to hash out grievances or work out issues. Check-ins are highly spiritual. There's spiritual bonding, spiritual protection, and spiritual alignment. We live in a time of extreme distraction. And now that we add in the era of technology, the distractions are just, you know what I'm saying? We've heightened those possibilities. So we live in that time frame. And it's very imperative to be able to stop in and realign, align with yourself as long as well as well as aligning with others, aligning with those around you, that know you, that love you, that can see things that you may not see, that can offer things that you may not have. So that alignment, that realignment is what a check-in is all about. I want to encourage all of us, Moment of Harmony exchangers, to be able to move from the space of how are you doing to literally saying, how are you healing? When we see each other, how you healing? I want to know what that healing work look like, what that healing work do. You know what I said? So be able to get into that. How are you healing? Um, and also us being able to ask that question to ourselves personally and internally. How are you healing? How are you dealing with your, I don't like the term demons. People do say that a lot, but I just do feel like the energy is negative or positive. And I feel like sometimes we want to like, I think we like give a characteristic to an emotion. Peace, beautiful. It's the bestie. Hey, because it's the bestie. A lot of times we try to give a characteristic to an emotion to put it kind of outside of us or behavior. And I understand this. People have skeletons in their closet, they have generational curses. I'm not saying that those things, but I like to just simplify it as much as possible to make it as practical for us as possible. Peace, love. But just being able to say, hey, how you dealing with that? How are you dealing with the purging process? How are you showing up for yourself right now today? You're not just waiting for wounds to heal. I'd like to know your active process for healing, for engaging, for growing, for becoming. You know what I'm saying? So all of that. I know I got to keep messing with myself. Just got to do it. Stop. Okay. How you healing? How you healing for real? It's good. Yes, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy birthday. Yes, it's good to see you. You look cute, you look good, you've been doing something good with yourself. Most importantly, though, how you healing? What's that healing work hitting like? So we get into that today. How are you healing? How to be able to value that coming from others around us, and how to be able to implement that internally with self. Do the self work to check in with myself. So when we get to this midpoint check in, this midpoint moment where we're in the middle of the year, 6 months behind us, 6 months ahead of us, and we know that we're in a short period before we're good out of all of the goals that we had this year before it's time to move to another level. So being able to sit and say, like, look, how can I spiritually sit with myself and take inventory in a healthy way? We're going to get in that today. Not a demeaning way, not in a discouraging way, not in a dreadful way, but healthily be able to take inventory of what has transpired so far. How are you actually doing? How are you surviving? How are you healing? How are you keeping up? How are you living? How are you, for those of us going through grieving process, how are you rebirthing? Right? It's a good time. Instead of just letting the pressure and the roll on keep rolling on. How are you? Where are you? Where are you going? Where have you been? What has transpired in your life that needs your love, your attention, and your time? And then why are you still here? Why are you here? Not derogatorily or derogatively, but why are you still What is your mission? Let's reacquaint yourself with your purpose. What are you doing here? Why are you at the place that you work? Why are you dating the person that you're dating? Why are you in the neighborhood you live in? Why are you? And then um did I say the where are you? Where are you? Where are you going? Why are you? What is your why? And then what are you? What are you doing here? What is it that you are becoming? What do you see? What do you feel when you see yourself in the mirror? What is the energy of your season? Just checking in. Just checking in. So the midway point is going to be all about that. So we're going to get into how you healing. As we talk about how you are healing today, like I referenced Sunday dinners and girlfriend, me and my sister circle, we will get together. We need a set time again. We used to have a set time. We didn't let too much time go before we all got together to kiki, whether it was a sleepover or going out to eat or a play date with the children. Now, like I said, life gets distracting and life is happening day after day after day. You are evolving in thought. You are evolving in theory. You are evolving in operation, and you're doing it void of your village, of your community. A lot of times, because of where we are in society, you're doing it void of your culture. And what your community represents to you is a mirror. A loving, supportive community holds a mirror. It allows you to see yourself clearly. And if you don't see yourself clearly, you will easily get caught up in the shenanigans of your surroundings. And you begin to see yourself in capitalism. You'll be able to see yourself through the eyes of oppression. You'll see yourself through the eyes of isolation. You'll see yourself through the eyes of anti-cultural practices and ways of being. And the mirror of the community and friends and family, in the mirror that I am encouraging us to develop for self, a holistic healing mirror of love, light, and truth, of grace, mercy, and character. That mirror allows us to say, who am I and how am I really? I know this job got me up here thinking that, I'm the CEO. But have I forgotten that I'm a MOM or a WIFE? You know what I'm saying? Have it got me forgetting that I'm a DAD, a BROTHER? um, how that reminder, like we said, that realignment. So again, I think kind of gone are the days. I'm not going to say wholly. I know there's people that still do have family meetups and link ups outside of like holidays and special occasions, but I don't hear about it as much. I don't see people really when, I'm at work, I don't hear coworkers like, oh, we had our weekly family gathering. Um, but it's important. And so a check in is exactly what I want us to model today's moment around. That being able to say, I need to lay eyes on you. We do a lot of things through Zoom. We through a lot of, things are convenient. I'm not mad at it. I'm happy to do a job interview or two through Zoom or a meeting or a conference because I'm in life, it allows me to jump back into life really quickly. But sometimes you don't need to be able to jump back quick. I need you to come here. I need to see you. I need to come to you. I need to lay eyes on you. I need to feel your energy. I'm the check-in. And today when we get into the check-in period, we're going to talk about spiritual evolution, spiritual evaluation, and spiritual repair. When we ask someone, how are you healing? That's what, in essence, where we are going with it. When we get into these spaces and places, when we come together as family and community and network, we are evaluating each other spiritually. And I'm talking about healthy family practices. I'm not talking about criticizing and comparing or sibling rivalry and projection. We don't have no time and space for any of that. We're doing away with all of that. But I'm saying in a healthy way, in a healthy, loving, growing, healing way. How are you healing? We want to be able to, people come around us to spiritually evaluate. I really need to see what's going on with you right now. We come around for the spiritual evolution. I need to be a part of your development. I need to contribute and I need to contribute and develop where you are, to your development. And then the spiritual repair is I need to offer healing and soothing. This is us affirming one another. This is us offering a resolve, resolution, resources to one another. This heals us. This brings us out of survival mode. It brings us out of um, the illusion of aloneness or feeling alone, the illusion of isolation. And I know many of you like, what illusion of isolation? I'm really alone out here. I'm really on my own. I'm really by myself. I'm really dealing with things by myself. This is an illusion because the spiritual check-ins are not happening internally and externally aligning as necessary. When you start to watch things, you realize there are people going through what you're going through. People can see what you're hiding behind your smile when they love you and are connected to you. Check ins are imperative. Check ins keep us checked in. Okay, that's what today's episode should have been titled, but sometimes I got to get to talking for stuff to come out. So, check ins keep us checked in. And so, we're checking in today. How are you healing? How are you healing? So, the first part of that is coming together with others or even being able to develop a healing and appropriate reflective practice for yourself. This is the mirror I'm talking about. You being able to accurately and appropriately look at self and say, what is my spiritual evaluation right now? Spiritually. I just had to go through that yesterday. Whenever my health starts doing weird stuff, I'm almost always certain to stop and say, what is gotten you to this place? How much of yourself are you expending? What are you giving yourself back? What do you need? How are your needs being met? How are you being refueled, regenerated, restored? That is a spiritual evaluation. And again, like I use the analogy of this Sunday dinner, you're normally around family members that have known you your whole life, and they're able to sit and evaluate. You look different. You sound different. You're not yourself. These are spiritual conclusions of a spiritual evaluation. I know I have friends that can say, "Oh, I don't like the way you answer the phone." I've heard Taraji mention that before. I don't like the way your voice sounds, or you don't. We may again. It's easy for me to get into a slump behind closed doors. Get up under these covers, girl. I do it. I'll do it. Get up in these covers and binge something and sail away. Okay, Harmony will sail away up in her. But it's harder to do that in an evaluative space when I'm actually looking for what's going on with you, when I'm actually monitoring you, when I'm actually comparing your energy levels and your desires and your progress and the appropriate balance of self. Have I seen you be appropriately balanced this week? I've seen you ambitious and hopeful and um, optimistic and productive. And I've also seen you at rest and at ease and in peace. And maybe I've seen you in a little bit of discombobulation. And how have you dealt with that? Are you letting that take over? Is that who you're becoming? Are you making decisions and operating from that space? All spiritual evaluation. When we check in with ourselves and say, how are you healing? Not just how you're doing, not how you're doing it, not how you're surviving it, not how you're keeping it hidden or keeping it together. How are you healing it? How are you healing the heart? How are you healing the disappointment? How are you healing the mindset? How are you healing the progress? Everything. How are you healing it? Um, Spiritual evaluation that gets us there. Um, Being able to acknowledge. That's what I want to say. Spiritual evaluation is us acknowledging. We all need that. We need someone that says, I see that something has shifted in you, negative or positive. I see that there is something different about you. I see that this cause and effect. I realize that when you have to go through these things, it does this to your life. Excuse me, but when you go through these things, it helps you in this way. Spiritually evaluating yourself. Spiritual evaluation is not intangible material success. That's why I didn't say life evaluation. I didn't say financial evaluation. I said spiritual evaluation. The wellness of your wholeness. The wellness of your wholeness. What makes you whole, what feeds your soul, what makes you happy, what makes you complete, most of all, what makes you a best or better version of yourself. That's the spiritual evaluation. Not sitting up and saying how many cars I have, how much more money did I make this month. Those things have their place in a value system in your life. They are not in a spiritual place. Now, granted, when things are aligned, the resources are fulfilled, the needs are met, it brings us spiritual peace. That's a part of spiritual peace for me, stability. Not stressing about the needs being met for myself or my family. So I'm not saying those things don't have a role or a place, but do not mistake them in your spiritual evaluation. When you're sitting here saying, "Oh, does am I have I been migraining all week? Have I been exhausted? Is my car a mess? Is my house a mess? Am I neglecting things I normally don't neglect about self?" Spiritually evaluate. Spiritually evaluate your friends, your partners, not critique. How you healing? Checking in. Spiritually evaluating your children. What's going on with you? You looking a little different. You didn't used to, I can remember a time where this will bother you if your room looked like this. What's happening with you? No, I don't want to, not, oh, you ran out of time and you dealing with the finals and the SAT, but what's happening with you? What's happening inside of you? You anxious, you tired, you intimidated, you're worried. Spiritually evaluating is the acknowledgement. It's me being able to acknowledge what I see, hear, and feel within self or from with and for others. So being able to evaluate. The other side of a spiritual check-in is that spiritual evolution. You don't just want to check on something and give it a critique. Oh, that you looking off. How can we evolve in this situation? How can I contribute to you being able to transform through whatever you're going through? I'm not a magician, okay? I'm not a magician. I'm not your mama or your daddy, right? I'm not in no way in control of what your spiritual journey is shaped like, what it looks like. But spiritual evolution is me contributing to that. How can I assist in what developmental processes you need? We know that sometimes we have friends that don't see clearly. They're in relationships or circumstances, and a perspective shift would be helpful. A caring consideration would is necessary. This is how can I contribute to your development? Oh, I know that you're trying to get a new job. Look, I can encourage you towards this coursework, this new course. I can encourage you towards these openings. You wanted me to help you with your resume. Is this help me to get you where you're going? Now, again, these are more tangible things. Spiritual evolution does look more, again, like pivots, like perspective shifts, like understanding and support for others, for yourself, the evolution when I'm checking in with myself to say, how am I healing? So I need to acknowledge what is different about me, good or positive or negative. That's my evolution. That's my evaluation. I'm sorry. The evolution process is how can I grow in this moment? Sometimes growing, when we're talking internal evolution, growing is boundaries. Oh my goodness, growing is, listen, I've been stuck there before. I don't have to take this route again. Evolution is that. Boundaries. It is a shift in plans. Sometimes evolution is like, you know what? This was what I was going to do, or this was my focus. Now I've shifted my focus. So it is boundaries, it is a pivot. This is what spiritual evolution looks like. I used to talk a certain way, and now I don't want to talk this way. Or I used to eat a certain way, and how I can help myself spiritually develop is like, oh, when I fast, the strength, right? The downloads, the connection, it all gets stronger. This is development. This is spiritually developing me. So being able to be a part of someone's spiritual evolution and furthermore tune into the evolution of self is a how you healing for you. How you healing? How are you healing? And then lastly, we want to get into, and we're going to go down. I'm just getting through them, but lastly, we want to get into spiritual repair, being able to be healing and soothing for one another, being able to be healing and soothing for self. That's what the spiritual repair is. So when we're doing a how you healing check in to keep us checked in. When we're doing that for ourselves and for others at the halfway point, welcome to the halfway point, right? Middle of the race, middle of a boxing match. What do you see people doing at a boxing match? When the time when the bing when the bells ring and the timer gets called, you see people go back to the corner to get cleaned up, hydrated, pep talk, all in one. This is what a spiritual check-in looks like. That is a physical analogy of what a spiritual check-in looks like. When I check in, when I'm out here in this life fighting for my life, building my empire, breaking generational curses, creating and sustaining legacy for self, when I'm out here in the ring, the check-ins matter the most. They matter so much. You can tell when someone hasn't been checked in on in a while. No one has acknowledged, developed, or repaired this person. Furthermore, you aren't acknowledging, developing, or repairing yourself. That time in the corner of the ring is what makes or breaks the fighter. The time in the corner of the ring. A lot of people think the most valuable time in a boxing ring match is the preparation, is the training, is the fighting. Shay, yes, thank you, Mr. Carter. They think that's the most valuable time of the fight. For anyone that's had to fight a long fight, for anyone who's had to grow through a long journey, the most valuable time of a fight is in the ring, is the break in the ring, in the corner of the ring. It is you telling me, look, go to the right, go to the left. Listen, got a good right hook, stay left. Is a southpaw, get your duck down. Reminding me of my movements. I'm disoriented, I'm drained, I'm tired, I'm in it. Nothing like being in that ring, getting dried off, getting Vaselined up, getting the water squirted in your mouth. This is what how you healing looks like. For those of us that think check-ins are just courteous, they're just what people do. How is your day going? How are you feeling? That is not what they are. They are, I want us to visualize that every time you are checking in on someone and how they're healing, you are literally in the corner of their boxing ring. That's how important that is for them. And that's how important it is for you to pull yourself to the corner, because sometimes we'll wait. Oh my goodness. We'll wait and we'll wait. Yesterday, I said, listen, my body is talking to me. It's letting me know, girl, you're not okay. You about to put yourself in a situation from the heat exhaustion, from the stress, from this workload that I used to just work through. I speak to myself now. I don't go hard in the paint. When my paint starts peeling, I find it revealing. Bars. When my paint starts peeling, I find it revealing. It's time to step back. Go take care of yourself. Go take a nap. Go get a massage. Go get a Reiki healing to a Reiki session. Go for a walk. Go for a swim. Do a workout. Okay, go meditate. Check in with yourself. This is your time in the ring. Do you know what would happen to fighters that never at the bell went into the corner to be amped back up? Evaluation. This is what you're doing. This is what I see. Acknowledgement. Development. This is how you can do better. Look, use your right foot. Use your left from someone that sees. Repair. Affirmation. You're doing good. You got this. Vaseline on the eye that's bleeding. Stop the bleeding. Stop the imperative. The how are you healing is imperative to this process, to this battling, the fighting a good fight. A good fight is still a fight. Okay. My mom always says when you ask her how she's doing, she's saying, she's still here with her boots strapped up, um, and pretty much alluding to, fighting the good fight. I'll say that sometimes too. I'm fighting a good fight. A good fight is still a fight. It is still a fight. Check in, and not so much, check on your strong friends. Check in with your spirit. Check in on the spirits of those that have been entrusted to you. If someone is your friend, if someone is your lover, if someone is your family member, if someone is your work associate, if you have the blessing of crossing spiritual paths, their spirit has been to a degree entrusted with you. I never take that lightly. When people call me for support or for love, when I am responsible for the people that I'm growing, the people that I gave birth to, when I am looked at to for love and connection, I always say the creator thought that I was so prepared, that I was so worthy, and that I am so blessed to be entrusted with the spiritual wellness of people around me. Most importantly, myself. I had to learn that one was a long lesson. But my own spiritual wellness, my responsibility, entrusted with it personally. But also just in general, just being connected to people obligates you to their wellness. Being connected with people obligates you to their wellness. We have to stop seeing people as opportunities. We have to stop seeing people as anything that we can get or need. We have to stop seeing love and connection as transactional. You are entrusted with the spiritual wellness of someone if you cross paths with them. And to a certain degree, you are that check in, you become a person in someone's corner in the boxing ring. I know you all are. I know I'm speaking to a lot of people in the corner. You might be the towel person, you might be the Vaseline person, you might be the person that popped the mouthpiece in and out, and you might be the coach in the ear with the next play. Whatever stance you take in someone's life, you are their people in the corner of a boxing match called life. Behave like it. Act like it. Because I'm going to tell you a beautiful thing that happens when a fighter is in the corner and they're getting Vaselined and talked and humped up and get it together. They get back up and they have to fight that fight all themselves. So they have to take everything that they just got and they have to internalize it in order to be victorious in that fight. So there's a part of this check-in that is only yours. There's a part of this check-in is like, okay, now how do I hype myself up? How do I believe what I've heard? How do I sustain what I've obtained? So the spiritual repair, right? We talked about the spiritual evaluation and the spiritual evolution, which evaluation is acknowledgement, evolution is development, and now the repair, the soothing and healing. Excuse me. When we ask someone, how are you healing? How are you healing from what you've been through, from what you've been exposed to, from what's been done to you? How are you healing from it? Not again, not how you're dealing with it, not how you're hiding, not how you're coping with it. How are you healing with it? How are you healing from it? How is it rebirthing in you anew? How is it creating in you better? How are you healing? So spiritual repair. Whoo, child, right? This is one of my favorite parts of spiritual check-ins. I don't want to just listen to you vent. I will. I don't mind that. It's okay. That's not only solely my mission when it comes to your spiritual wellness. I don't want to just give you a bunch of advice and ideas about how you can change or make things better. That's a component, but my job is not complete whether I am healing self or others. My job is not complete just in the listening and in the suggesting. It is also complete in the healing in the patching, in the aid, right? In the repair. I want to soothe you. When you leave up here, your problem may not be solved, but is your heart in a better place? When you leave up out of here from this corner of this ring, you have not won the fight, but do you feel more equipped to? The repair, spiritual repair. It is the part of our journey. It is the part of this reality when it comes to checking in on others, wellness with one another, that I feel like we often forget. We give support and help that becomes more harmful. It's projecting, it's egotistical, it's narcissistic. And we haven't come from this point of repair. Yeah, I can give you this advice or I can highlight this thing about you, but how does it repair? So being able to have a check-in mindset that concludes in repair is a holistic check-in. It is a holistic check-in. You call me, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm dealing with, this is the evaluation. I'm listening. I'm taking inventory. I'm taking data. I'm collecting. I'm understanding what's happening with you. That's my evaluation. Then I contribute. That's my evolution. Okay, well, look, how about you take a couple of minutes to yourself? How about you, let this person know you can't talk to them right now? I'm contributing to your well being. I'm offering solution and support. And then repair. I'm sorry that you're going through this. You deserve so much better than this. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm proud of how you're handling this. I'm proud of how you're navigating this. Affirming. You may hear in evaluation, oftentimes this happens. I may hear in the evaluation when I'm taking my data, my inventory, I may hear you saying things about yourself that aren't true. People do that when they vent. Oh, I'm so stupid. Here I am again. I have to come back and repair that. At the end of this, we got to come back. I heard you. But let me not, I can't leave you with that. I can't leave you sitting in an untruth that doesn't serve you and doesn't heal you. That happens externally, but also with self. When I evaluate myself, I do have to appropriately acknowledge what's happening. You've been letting people play with you, girl. You've been letting people take advantage. People aren't seeing your worth. That's your evaluation. I'm acknowledging what's happening with me. Why I feel off. Why I feel off, why I feel down. I'm evaluating and taking inventory appropriately. Look at all these people playing with your value and your worth, not hearing you, not seeing you. Now, here comes the evolution. Now you're going to put up your boundaries. Here are your results. Here are your solutions. So now I'm going to let people know, look, no, if you don't pay me up front, right? Or if I'm not heard and my voice and my contribution isn't valued, I'll take it where it is. Or I'll apply it more to self. But I'm not going to just get burnt out and drained for no reason, for no way that is a benefit to self. And then so that becomes my evolution. I want to develop how I want to change how I show up, and I allow people to show up with me. But then comes the spiritual repair. Now I need to love myself. Now I need to be gentle with myself. Now I need grace for myself. I need forgiveness for myself. I need to stand up for myself. I need to let people know this is not the way it comes off for me. This is not how it feels for me. Right? This is the repair. This is the soothing of my soul, reminding myself of who and why and what I am. Checking in. That's what we're doing today. Checking in. Right? So being able to be in a space of spiritual check-ins. How are you healing? How are you healing? Okay. How are you evolving? How are you navigating? How are you becoming? To be in that space with self and with others is what a true check-in looks like. So the next time You are at the Sunday dinner, a family meeting. You're in a group thread with your friends and your co-workers, your associates. Spiritually be present. The next time it's just you and your mirror. It's just you and your journal. It's just you and your monthly appointments and planning dates. Spiritually check in. Not how are you keeping it together. There's a lot of times I'll be like, girl, you a soldier. Talking to myself, good job, girl. You got that bill paid, girl. You got that situation taken care of, that graduation, that prom. You did that. That's not how I'm healing. That's how I'm doing things. It's how I'm coping. It's how I'm producing. Very separate from me being able to say, baby, how are you healing? Right? You missing them brothers. Missing them brothers still. How are you dealing with that? How are you growing in that? It's imperative. Before you get out in here into the world and get back being exposed and accessible to everyone, where are you in your process? You're at the middle of the year, my love. It's the middle of the year. How you healing? How are the disappointments and the setbacks from the year growing into progression in your life? How are you? What are you learning? How them fasts coming along, okay? How are the commitments coming along? How are you healing? That project you're working on, that new endeavor that you've embarked on, how are you healing in that? It's costing you, right? It's moving you, it's straining you, it's using you. You're thinking, you're collaborating, you're expressing, right? You're constantly emitting from self. What is that doing to you? What is that doing to you? What is it doing for you? And how are you navigating it? 1000% necessary for spiritual wellness. Here at a Moment of Harmony, it's all about the wellness, okay? It's all about spirit first and being who and what we want to be, what we need to be, we're intended to be, and most importantly, who we say we are. Being who we say we are. We happy? Be happy. You telling people you're happy. You posting pictures that you're happy. Be happy for real. We're telling people that we're successful. We've defined success in a way that allows we've defined success in a way that prohibits us from actually obtaining success in the way that we think we should have it. Meanwhile, successful all the while. How be who you actually say you are. Let's revamp. Let's shift. Let's pivot, right? Um Be who you say you are. You're saying that you're free, be free, for real, right? You're saying that you love this life. You're saying that you want to live. Listen, I know so many people, I do so many healing sessions on people who are down on life right now, just depressed about it. But they don't want to die. They don't want to check out, but they don't want to be here. Um, you don't want to leave, and that's not what I'm advocating for. No one wants to leave because they love this life. There's a part of you that's tethered and connected and still in your time mission of this life. Be in this life. You say, no, I don't want to, I don't mean, no, I don't want to not be alive. Then be alive. Then be alive. Don't just be here. Live this life. Enjoy this life. Learn this life. Become one with your experience enough that it becomes you allowed to stay one with creation. Become one enough with your experience that it doesn't distract you from the oneness that you are with creation, source energy, yin yang. Do I have on my yin? Oh, I do. I wasn't sure if I put them on today. My yin yang, right? One with God. Look at me choking. See, y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all know what happens out of nowhere. Why am I choking? We're doing this. All right, we're getting out of here, actually. We did it. We did it. I just want to remind you, and I just wanted to say, listen, this life is something real. It's not for the faint of heart. This life is for the strong of heart. This is for those that are willing to grow, to hear, to heal, to expand, to touch others and to grow and expand themselves. This is a life about constant transformation. And that constant transformation is just that, constant. And it is trying, but it is beautiful. And so being in that ring of life constantly, fighting for your sanity, fighting for your place, standing up, because we, again, anti-moralistic, anti-spiritual. You are a spiritual being of source creation in a society that is anti-moralistic and anti-spiritual. That implies within itself that you're going to be fighting for this thing. You're going to fight for that marriage. You're going to fight for your health. You're going to fight for your children. Look at what's happening with our children. I'm trying not to get emotional up on here because that's a part of what my little health situation yesterday, what I spiritually embrace or endure as an empath. Look at what's happening with our children. Are we going to fight for them children? Listen, it's not going to come. It's not going to come. The joy that you're looking for that comes in the morning is your awakening. It's not your answer. When we say joy comes in the morning, and it does, it's the awakening. It's not the result, it's the awakening that gets you to an answer, that gets you to where you need to be, that allows you to become who you need to become. The awakening is what you're waiting for. So if you're waiting for a magic trick, that's not what's meant by the joy that comes in the morning in these allegorical religious speeches, tones, mantras, scriptures. That's not what is meant. The joy that comes in the morning is your awakening, it's your understanding. And we need to understand that we're out here, we're in the battle. It's a challenge and conflict that builds and strengthens our spirit. The grace is in the growth. It's you growing that's getting you where you need to be. It's not you coasting. It's not you hoping or wishing. It's the growing inside of you that's getting you to become her. That's getting you to become him. So we're going to just embrace the process, but we're going to embrace this process. And we embrace the process by facing the process and but being present in the process in a way that it allows us to grow into another dimension. So you're going to fight is what I'm saying. The things that are coming to you, the blessings that are aligned for you, you are going to fight to level into a frequency of receptivity. Because this society, this world structure, the trauma, the damage, it doesn't put us at a frequency of receptivity, high vibration. So you have to grow into that high vibration. We in a place that likes to treat us and teach us that we are less than or not good enough, that we are defeated, that we are disposable. All of these things. That means you're going to fight. The growth is going to be a process. You didn't what you This is not what is being pressed upon you. That means the pressing is to squeeze out the juice, the grape, the wine, the diamond that comes out of that. So you're going to get pressed. And if you're going to get pressed, get checked in on. We're going to get pressed, get checked in on. You're going to be in the middle of this ring, but boy, that's how, embrace it. Get you a good crew in the corner and get a good conversation in your head about yourself and a good understanding about your skills and a good understanding about your tools and your wherewithal, about your power and your magic. How you healing? How are you healing, my love? You pretending? You coasting? You hoping something changes that you're not going to change? That you personally are not prepared to change? You thinking something just going to fall into your lap? um Transformation just going to happen, problems just going to go away? You don't have to stand up, you don't have to rise up, you don't have to become. You're not in the same journey, boo. You're not in the right journey. If that's your journey, you're in a survival mode. but you are not in spiritual elevation mode. Spiritual elevation mode is active, it is intense, it is beautiful, and you are assured a win. You are assured the wins in spiritual evolution. In survival mode, you're assured to stay around, stick around, be there. You'll be there, but you won't become. Spiritual evolution is becoming. You got this. You got this. I got you. We have us, right? But keep in mind, how are you healing? How's this thing? How are you in the middle of the year? How are you healing? Again, the setbacks, the disappointments, the new goals, the new positioning. How are you with that? I'm checking in. We're checking in. Keep us checked in. We have 3 more weeks of it. Make sure you tune in for the next 3 weeks so we can keep on keeping on together. We're not dropping out at the middle of the race. Come on, 2026 is going to be that for us. I have faith. I have not given up faith. 2026 is going to be that for us. And the next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. We're going to keep it going. So check on in next week. Where are you? Where are you right now? I'm looking GPS into you. Okay. GPS into YOU. How are you? Where are you? Where's your spirit? Where's your mind? And we're going to get into why are you? What's your reason? Do you remember your reason? Let me remind you. Let us remind one another. Just in case you forgot your why, I'm here for it. And then what are you? What are you becoming? What are you doing? What have you morphed into so far this year? This new version of you. Tell me about it. Love on it. Grow it, nurture it. I'm going to get on here and get some rest, y'all. I am in need, okay? I'm in need of rest, but I was in need of y'all. So thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to you always. Yes, check-ins. Keep us checked in. You better go ahead, Mr. Carter. I love y'all to life. And go on. Take really good care of yourself. Take really good care of yourself. Look how far you come. Look how far you've come. And look at you still here. And sometimes I look at my journey at 40 years old and I love the journey. I'm so much more in love with the journey than I've ever been because of all that I've had to learn and become to get her. I appreciate her so much more. I appreciate her. I mean, the trials, the errors, the triumphs, the lost battles, the won battles, the wars, the victories, the lessons, the sit downs. I just I'm here for the check-in, okay? And I'm here for the win. And there is no win without the check-in. Remember that. So I love you all so much. Take really good care of yourself. Your health, your wellness, your mind, the distractions. They're trying to there are distractions right now. And the babies, the children, um, the environment, right? Yeah, you're right. Get up under the AC and stay hydrated, Mr. Carter. It's your friend. And especially in my 40s. That AC is such a good friend. I don't even know how there were times in my 20s, I think how old were we? I might have been when wisdom is going to be 20 years old on Thursday. When I was pregnant with him, have mercy, y'all. Somebody say have mercy on the line. I was pregnant with my about to be 20-year-old, and we lived in this cute little townhouse in the county in Lansdowne. I was married back then. We had a 18-month-old, and I was a big pregnant, about to give birth again. No air conditioning, pregnant, 8, 9 months pregnant in the house, running errands. Back then, I didn't drive. I used to have a huge phobia of driving. A long story. So when I was married, my husband had to drive everywhere. Bless his heart. And then, but he understood my fear. Um, thank you for being a friend. Who says that? Lene Monet. I like that. Thank you for being a friend. But in that time, young, I was 20 years old. I was within his age when he was born. So I was 20 years old, and it didn't even bother us if a house or apartment didn't have air. When we went to go apartment shopping, we lived in this cute little townhouse. It didn't have air conditioning in it. We just was like, it's cool. We put some fans up. We were thugging it out. I look back now at 40, like, child, I will get a migraine. Okay, I will be up in the emergency room with an IV trip with no air conditioning. It's different. Yes. Listen. I love it. I love you. I love you. Listen, it's a God to be giving it. Thank you. But I've been thinking back about what the world. How was I I used to because I didn't drive, I would walk pregnant with a stroller and a 2-year-old to the store to do my grocery shopping and laundry, not in I can't even think about not having a laundry inside of my house. But I would walk with laundry, pregnant. When I think about riding on the bus with groceries and children, I be trying to think, girl, who were you? And what has happened to you? You gotten real soft girl era in your later years. So, but just the evolution, right? What you've been through to get you where you are. Check on her. Check on him. You've been through a lot. You've done a lot. You've been victorious through a lot. You've been real brave through a lot. You've been real present through a lot. You've been real determined through a lot. You deserve somebody to check in on your spirit, sit inside your soul and see how you doing. Thank you for letting me sit inside your soul and see how you're doing. Go on and sit inside your own soul sometimes. Go ahead and kick your feet up inside yourself and see, like, girl, how you really doing? How you really feel about this dating season? How you really feel about these children growing up? How you feeling, okay? How you feel about this weight coming on and going off and coming on? How you feeling, boo? You good with it? Check in on yourself. Take really good care of yourself. Oh my goodness. Take good care of yourself. Listen, you more than worthy. You are, what's the, I can't think of the gospel. It's a gospel song coming to mind. More than a conqueror. I feel like that might be Kirk Franklin. You're more than a conqueror. You are more than a conqueror. You are more than worthy and deserving of the peace, the life, and the love you desire. You earned it. Okay, you are worthy. So check in on yourself. Take really, really good care of yourself. And then go on out your way after you done some real good things and said, this is what she needs. I'm going to give it to her. After you done really, really good things, go on and take good care of someone else. We need each other. Be in somebody's corner, okay? Get your towel ready and your Vaseline and your water squirt bottle. Go on, get them affirmations and that evaluation together for somebody. Be somebody's person in their corner. A couple of people if you can, okay? Go ahead and take really good care of somebody. This world goes around with only us. And they trying it. Listen, they're trying it. But like nature told us over this past week with a bright orange sky and a double rainbow, the last word is that of creation. Stay creation, stay creative, stay one with creation. Honor your source energy. You know what I'm saying? I love you all so much. Your girl gotta go rest and get some things done today. But I'll be so more than happy to see you next week for another Moments of Harmony.